Okay, so I got some comments on a comment I made on another YouTube video about the guy was putting together a helmet audio setup, and I commented something on the audio setup saying, or something about his video saying that I was building my own helmet audio system, and somebody asked if I had a video or something I could show what I was doing on it. So this is what I've got. I ordered this from Amazon. Drock, something like that, is the company. Now, I got this on Amazon, but what it is, it's a very small 2-channel stereo amplifier. Now, the cool thing about this, which is kind of hard to find on some of these, is that this has an off-on switch and volume control. Some of these only have volume control on them, but this one does have the off switch on the potentiometer. So that's what I'm building this out of. This here came with it. You can probably, hopefully the camera's picking up there. You can see where, oops, goes this way. You can see where these go in. Anyway, so I need to solder these pins onto the board, which, since I just have a regular soldering iron, this might get kind of tricky, but I think I can do it. And so what I did for all my, okay, so what we need is, so our pin outs are, okay, you have 4-pin, 2-pin, and 3-pin. 4-pin is right negative, positive, and then left positive and left negative on your audio out. I don't know if the camera can see that small of lettering. Then the next 2 pins here in the center are power negative and power positive. And then over on the right over here for 3 pins, you have left, ground, and right. So it's uses a common ground input, which I normally don't care for that. You know, like in my car audio systems, that's not a good way to go, because you end up getting noise. But in something like this, where it's such a low-powered amp. Oh, by the way, this is, I think they rated this amp was either 2.5 or 3 watts per channel, which should be plenty for what I'm doing, you know, because in a helmet, you know, the speakers are so close to your ears, you really don't need that much power. You know, and 3 watts can drown out pretty much everything around you. And I don't want this to be able to drown out everything. I still want to be able to hear. That's why I don't like earbuds in a helmet, because it does drown out everything around you, and you can't hear, like, say, a car horn or something like that. So that's why I'm setting this up in my helmet. For now, what I did is I took apart a pair of cheapy headphones, which had a fairly good frequency response on them. And something you need to look at is the resistance on headphones. You'll see them anywhere from like 16 ohm, 32 ohm, and I also have seen some 64 ohm. And what you want is you want the lowest ohm resistance possible from your headphones, because the higher the resistance, the less the amp puts out. So, like, say if this is rated 3 watts per channel into 8 ohms, if you use 16 ohm headphones, you're actually only going to get about 2/3 that. So the higher your resistance in ohms, the less power that the speakers are actually getting from the amp. So if I remember right, mine are 16 ohm. So it's going to drop the power down a bit, which you know I knew, but for now that's what I've got in there is the little 16 ohm, the little headphone drivers. They're probably about, I don't know, the magnets on them, they're about 1.25 inches diameter. But ultimately what I want to do though is I want to put like actual speakers, like the little mini drivers, out of like a computer laptop, you know, like external laptop speakers. You know, a whole bunch of different companies make them. Creative Labs, Logitech, you know, a whole bunch of places. But I want to get some of those little, they're like little 1.25 inch drivers. And the cool thing is they're 4 ohms. So if this is rated 3 watts per channel into 4 ohms, then I'll get my full 3 watts per channel out of those little 4 ohm mini drivers, instead of having to drop wattage by using the 16 ohm headphones. So anyway, that's the setup I'm using. Right now what I'm working on is I just made up my wiring sets. What I did is I had an old computer case, and if you take the connectors, I need a 4-prong, a 2-prong, and a 3-prong. So all these connectors I got out of a computer case. Like this was originally the reset switch, speaker, hard drive LED. So what you do is you take these. Now most of mine are already made up. I've already got them all taken apart, but when you take these apart, you just stick like an X-Acto knife under this little flap right here and lift it up just slightly, and you can pull the connector out. And so this one's already made up, this one's ready to go. That's for my speaker outputs, or output to the speakers. This one is going to be my power wires, and what I'm going to end up running this off of is I have a 2000 milliamp hour lithium ion, I believe. Either lithium ion or LiPo, one or the other. Either way, that's what this thing's built to work off, is 5 volts. And you can actually run this off of a USB connection. What these are originally for is computer speakers, like external laptop speakers that run off USB, and so they're powered by 5 volts. Now, nominal voltage on it's 5 volts on the computer, but it's going to be running on 3.7 volts actually, because I'll be using a LiPo or a lithium ion or whichever it is, I can't remember.